We are about 45% hoppy. We categorize it as hazy IPA. I don't categorize pale ale, and that American IPA gets in there.
Yeah.
About 30%, 35% seasonal, and then the rest is lager. So we have a pretty big lager program. We go through a lot of lager, too. Our number one seller is wit beer, which is
really
kind of wild, yeah. We try to tailor the beers around our brand and the property. Like, if you go to a farm brewery, like, you want to be there for a while. Okay, how do you do that?
Not
you
10%
drink 5% beers. Yeah, exactly. So we do have double IPAs, all in takeout, but mostly I'd say we might have one or two.
Crack over one of these hazy IPAs.
One or two out of the 24 that's above 6.5. So.
Welcome back to BrewedAt Podcast. I'm your host, Richie Tevlin, joined as always by Evan Blum.
Hello.
And today we have on, again, Ryan Seiz from Warwick Farm. Welcome.
What's up? How you guys doing?
So we just had you on to talk about Bucks County, visit Bucks County, the AO Trail. But now we're doing a special Warwick Farm exclusive episode to talk all about you and Warwick Farm. So welcome. I guess kind of you're one of the better known breweries in the area, probably like the whole region at this point. So kind of everyone knows who Warwick Farms is, but like everyone knows you're Ryan, you used to play baseball, but like how did you kind of get involved in brewing and how did Warwick Farms start?
It starts with baseball.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. My story starts, I played baseball my entire life. Went to University of Louisville.
Are you from here?
I'm from Percy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm from Percy. Went to Louisville for 2 years, transferred out to Liberty for 1 year, and then had a great year. Got drafted out of there, went to the Angels, played there for 2 years.
Did you forget it?
Yeah, yep. And then
What position?
so I got drafted as second baseman. I'm willing to bet I'm the biggest second baseman that's ever been drafted. 6'3", 240, and I get to the Angels and they're like, we're gonna try it at first base. I was like, thank God. So I did love second base, but yeah, when I got to Liberty, I was like 215, and I decided I was like, I need to bulk up and power reasons, hit the ball, just have more weight under you, more solid base. So I'm a switch hitter, so I could hit from both sides. So that was a lot of work. But as soon as I got done,
what was a lot of work? Putting on the weight, like bulking up, or like
so that was. I could not put on weight for the life of me. No matter how much I ate, no matter how much I worked out, I could not get over 215. So my coach was like, hey, try creatine. And creatine is, some people are receptors to it, some people aren't. So I was a receptor. I put on 25, 30 pounds within a month or two. Yeah. Wow. And just once I did that, I felt baseball, it's a lot of balance. And I felt solid in the box. And it just changed my entire game. So, I couldn't steal bases anymore, but I had all the skills because I played third base at Louisville, so I had all the skills to be able to play infield at that size, which benefit, I was playing on turf, which is carpet at Liberty, so I was able to do that, but all those skills translated well to first base, too. First base is a lot harder position than I was anticipating.
I mean, people play besides the pitcher and the catcher, every single...
I would say it was tougher than second base, like... Second base has its challenges, but first base is really tough. Like, you got to run to the bag as fast as you can, find the ball, and then a lot of times you got to pick it. And if you don't pick it, all eyes are on you. So
it's like their fault, but everyone thinks it's your fault if you miss the ball.
If it's in the range, if it's in front of you and not to the side, you should be able to get it. And then not on top. On top of that, you got a guy barreling down on you, so you got to be aware of that. There's a lot that involves baseball. It's a very slow sport, but it's like there's 3 seconds of action, a pitch, and then it's a break. 3 seconds of action, a break. The longest play in baseball is 11 seconds. Besides a home run. So, that's your attention span. So but yeah, I could sit here and talk about baseball all day. So I got released by the Angels. I was in Iowa, and my wife, she traveled with me, which is crazy. So she was all over the country with me, and she's like, we knew it was kind of coming, and she looks at me, she's like, so what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, shit. But it was the first time that I felt like I could do anything I wanted, because baseball had been my entire life up until that moment. So I was like, I'm going to open up a brewery. And she's just like, okay, sure. So we drove home.
That's like me saying I want to play baseball.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, okay, whatever, dude. Didn't read a book in college. No exaggeration. I'm gonna throw this down because it's bugging me. So yeah, we drive home, and my wife and I, we decided to drink mojitos for a week, and we were gonna figure out what we wanted to do with our lives. So I go to Keystone Homebrew, which you were probably working at the time.
When was this?
2015.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely, I worked there in the winter 2015.
Okay, so this was spring. Or no, fall? Maybe, I don't know, somewhere.
I feel like everybody's story starts there somewhere.
There's so many people that have come through there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was massive. They did a ton of business, and it was like a perfectly run store. And also, that was back when homebrewing was, homebrewing's kind of like a lot less people were doing it, but everybody was homebrewing back then.
Yeah. It was much more prevalent. So I got How to Brew by John Palmer, and I read the whole book in 2 days, and my wife's like, all right, let's go get your homebrew. So I went there, got a homebrew set up, and then I eventually applied for a job there. 2 months later, they hired me, worked there, and then my dad invested he converted his whole basement to a brewery. Like, it was insane. Like, we got a 3-tier Blickman or 2-tier Blickman system with a pump, 15 gallons.
Was he into brewing also, or he just was like...
No, he just got into it because I was into it.
Was he in construction? Like, how did he kind of build out this whole
thing?
thing?
He's just really good with his hands. He just knows how to do stuff. Very resourceful dude.
Yeah.
So we put, all new flooring down, got the Blickman system. We used as a vent in our basement, we got a feeding trough and turned it upside down and then put the fan out. So then, anyways, brewing, I would do 2-month regiments. I would do 2 months to focus on pale ale, 2 months to focus on whatever else.
Cool.
But I would brew twice a week. The amount of brewing I was doing was insane. My entire paycheck was going towards brewing. I would brew 15 gallons and then divide up into 3 different buckets, do different yeasts, different hops, just to figure out what I liked. And then I would dump the 2 that I didn't like and then keep the one that I liked, and take notes. So I did that for maybe a year. And then my dad's best friend from elementary school, middle school, high school is Tom Tabor. And me and Tim have known each other our whole life, Tim Tabor. So he had his 30th birthday party, brought over beer. Everybody loved it. That's how Warwick got started. Nice. So that
was a conversation that they were looking for something different also, or you just kind of they saw what you were doing. They're like, this is awesome.
I think Tim was looking to get out of car salesman, and we saw the potential of our idea. So we sat down, we went to Funk's first up in Emmaus and kind of showed, Tom and Tim what a brewery is. And then after that, we came up with this vision of, we don't want to be industrial park. We want to be a winery winery vibe, very open.
Yeah.
And so we found the Tabors found this beautiful property that's right near their house, on 800 Olms House Road. They purchased the property, and then Warwick Farm was founded. And we went through about 2 years of land development before selling a pint. So,
and it is a farm brewery, right?
We grow hops. Yeah, that's
Is a farm brewery like a different designation with the state, or
no?
Okay.
There's not a different designation, but it is an agricultural zoning wise. But yeah, we grow. We're gonna grow pumpkins next year. Yeah, we grow hops. We get an acre's worth of hops, so we get a ton of.
How much of a pain in the ass is that?
They're terrible. Yeah, especially in Pennsylvania. It's
what different hops do you grow?
This year we grew Comet, Cascade, Chinook, and Centennial.
Are there certain ones that grow better in this climate?
Centennial is a son of a bitch. Anywhere you go, Centennial is terrible to grow, so we're getting rid of that. Chinook and Comet do well. We're going to rip those all up, and then we're going to get some hops from CLS, which a lot of the hops are in this beer. We're going to get plants. So they typically take 3 years to...
What's CLS?
CLS is a farm out in Yakima Valley.
Cool.
Yeah.
And they'll give you plants that won't be just seeds that you get from them that you can plant?
Yep. Yeah, because it takes 3 years to get anything good. So last year or 2 years ago, we got a really good yield, and then it's just this climate's so bad. For hops, they get scorched.
Scorched, and then it's moldy, and then it's cold. It's all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they need to be between 55 and 75 and have a ton of water.
Do you see different hop characters, like the hops that you guys are growing? Are there different, like, is your Chinook different than like the Chinook that you would buy?
Oh, yeah.
Like terroir wise, or like, is there more is it just like a little bit more vegetal, or like, what do you see?
It's a lot of grapefruit here. I've noticed a lot of grapefruit with a little bit of the onion garlicky kind of, which, is not ideal.
Yeah.
The stuff that's out in Yakima, they have everything so refined.
It's so perfect, and they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Do you pelletize them, or like, how do you even process
Whole
them?
leaf, just whole leaf. We put some in burlap sacks to save them for sours and stuff.
Cool.
A lot of them go into first wort. A lot of them go into our wet hop beer.
Do you have to deal with like mites, or are there like things you have to deal with?
I mean, we give them a
do-
good wash.
Yeah.
We haven't. I haven't seen. We haven't the red lantern or the red lantern flies or whatever.
Oh, do they eat them?
They stayed more north of us. They had like a weird. They did not go for us for whatever reason. They did not attack the hops. They attacked my dad's hops, which is in Percy, but they didn't hit. Like,
That's weird.
I don't know why.
Did the deer mess with them or anything? Or
No, deer know that they're poisonous. Yeah, bitter's bad in the animal kingdom.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't make sense.
They don't mess with them. If they eat anything, we've seen them eat the leaves underneath, which is good because it creates airflow.
yeah,
So, no, nothing eats them besides bugs.
yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna rip them up, redo them this year or
That's
next
really
year.
cool.
So
It's such a nice little. Like it makes the whole vibe of outside super scenic when they're like in full growth.
yeah, we want to get them like I'm sure you guys saw them this year. They were like kind of sad looking. I don't know if we had them down when you guys are up, but when they're bushy and you can overlook. We're at one of the highest points in Bucks County, so you can overlook. You can see Center City from our spot, and you can see all the beautiful. We can see all the just all the trees and stuff. It's really a beautiful slice of heaven that we have there. So
Nice. How many acres is it total there?
22 acres. Yeah. So when we originally bought the property, it was a meat processing plant, and I mean it
We
was
have like cattle there and stuff.
no
they
they just processed it there. So they would bring the meat in. And then we have racks in there that they used to hang the meat on. And then the room that we actually brew in used to be kept at, I think, like 40 degrees. So they went through more water than we did now, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But there were floor drains there already. There was walls that were sanitary.
Nice.
There was a cold room there already. There's a freezer. Like it was built to be a brewery. It was built to be a brewery. Yeah. So as soon as we walked through, I'm like, this is it. This is perfect. So we got it. And then we had a lot of, we don't have stuff that you'd never would even think about, septic. Where does all this water go? Well, the septic system failed. So now we needed to either go to a public sewer or build our own. So the public sewer was too far away. So we ended up having to put the biggest private system in the state of Pennsylvania on Earth. Yeah, so there's a huge mound down near the tree line. That's our septic system. It can do about 2,000 gallons a day.
Wow.
So yeah, we go probably 1,000 a day. So
So you have 22 acres, but I only see that you guys are using like 2 or 3 of them.
yeah, we're probably
Is the rest of it empty, or is the rest of it farmland, or what is it?
it's just woods and
It
then
goes just from the road back.
it goes so like when you pull into the brewery, if you look straight, that's the furthest part. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like so like where the 2 parking lots, the tasting room, the hop field, the beer garden, that's probably 5 acres, I would say. And then down like to the right, if you're looking at the hops to the right there, we have another, we call that lot 3. So like a really busy day, we can fit 350 cars down there.
Cool.
We need to. So yeah, parking
Parking is something.
is money.
It is. I didn't realize this. I started looking at locations. Like I didn't realize like how important it was. In the city, there's like not many spots. But I've seen more and more. I mean, we just talked about it in the last podcast. Like I didn't realize how valuable the suburbs were, and like leaving the city. And there's just so much foot traffic at all these places, and a lot of the places just they have enormous parking lots.
Yeah, yeah, it's huge. Like, we can fit a total of maybe 270 cars in both lots before you have to pop open lot 3, which is we don't want to. We really don't want to open that up.
There's nowhere else to park because you're a destination spot.
That's it.
They have to park in your lot if they want to come to you.
Yeah, we'll sometimes park them like in between the hop fields. We can fit another 50 there, which will happen on occasion. But lot 3, we call it, is the last resort. Just township, they don't want people on there. It makes sense. We don't want them on there either. It's kind of hidden. You can't really see anything. So
it's like the joys of owning a brewery. Like you're learning all about parking situations and how to best optimize cars parking.
It is, yeah. Unfortunately, we've had days where we've had to turn people away. And that sucks because excuse me. A lot of people plan. We are a destination, so people come from all over the place, and they plan their day around that.
Yeah.
We have people that'll show up at 12 and they won't leave till 6. That's very common.
Yeah.
So we try to accommodate as best as we can. There's a couple, lots that are around us that people can kind of walk to if they want to, but it's not the best idea. So
so you guys launched in 2019?
2019, we sold our first keg. Yeah.
Okay. And what was it when you originally started? Like you had like this meat packing building that you bought what 7-barrel system?
Yeah, we bought it's like 8.5 with 6 7.5 barrel fermenters and then 4 15s.
There's is specific mechanical?
No, it's Deutsche.
Yeah,
we actually flew down there. We saw the system. Which I would recommend anybody buying a system to get your hands on it first. Bought Deutsche, and that system was supposed to last us like 3 years, like that cellar space. And then 6 months in, we're like, oh shit, we need more. So we got 4 more 15s, 4 brights, and then we have 2 30s outside.
Nice.
Total cellar space. But we had a little pilot system that I really wanted to use, but
is that the home brewing system that you're doing?
We bought a barrel and a half system post. So we would throw these huge parties, like tasting. Our parents are together combined. They have 90 years of business ownership experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doing what? Like you said, a car dealership before.
Military contracting, contracting, just regular contracting. And then my dad owns a medical business. So
cool.
Between that, there's no stone that's left unturned. Yeah. So every Tuesday we would meet, and I'm not joking, 2.5, 3 hours. This is every day from 2016 until 2019. Wow. Every Tuesday. And, going over everything. So, it's there's a lot.
Relationship with your dad is much different now
better.
than it was before.
It's better, yeah.
Better, like,
yeah. It just, everybody, it's like, everybody like has like a way that they fit, and everybody knows their strengths and their weaknesses, which is really important in owning a business and managing people, is knowing strengths and weaknesses, and especially of yourself, what it is too. So everybody realized that. So we would do these tasting events to be like, okay, we want to do this, but let's see how people think about it. So we would brew, 4 barrels of beer, invite 100 people, and sell it, or not sell it, have people try it, and then 100 people turn into 200, 200 turn into 400. I think our last one was like 600 people.
Wow.
And so they're like, okay, they really want to do this. They have a good plan. What was I getting? I forget what I was, just how it started. But yeah, that's how the owners operate, or Tom, Robin, and Scott. And my mom.
Good plan and scale up and just like, execute, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but I guess if you're having 600 people coming to your tasting event, that's good feedback. Like, I think people are into this.
Yeah, we didn't have the best beer to, home growing days.
Were they mostly pale ales and IPAs to start?
A variety. I was Belgian. I really like saisons.
Yeah, you guys brew a lot of different styles of beer.
Yeah, we do. We try and I'm really big in the data and how you can use data.
Yeah.
So we are about 45% hoppy. We categorize it as hazy IPA. I don't categorize pale ale, and that American IPA gets in there.
Yeah.
About 30%, 35% seasonal, and then the rest is lager. So we have a pretty big lager program. We go through a lot of lager too. Our number one seller is wit beer, which is
really
kind of wild. Yeah. We try to tailor the beers around our brand and the property. Like if you go to a farm brewery, like you want to be there for a while. Okay. How do you do that?
Not
you
10%
drink 5% beers. Yeah, exactly. So we do have double IPAs, all in takeout, but mostly I'd say we might have one or two.
Crack open one of these hazy IPAs.
One or two out of the 24 that's above 6.5. So
That's cool.
yeah,
And you have, how many taps is it?
24.
24.
Yeah, yeah. So and we're enjoying Hopspiracy, which has some of our favorite hops: Eldorado, 218, and then I think I threw Simcoe.
good.
Yeah, Simcoe.
Yeah, we said before, I've never heard of 218 before, but yeah, you guys have a lot of different hops that you use, like a lot of the experimental stuff. You do a lot of New Zealand stuff also.
Yeah, New Zealand. I'm really interested. I like the stuff from Yakima the most. We go out there every year. Pretty much
How's
every
that?
year.
I mean,
We were talking about it earlier.
It's too, because you have a hop farm. So
I do, yeah. It's life-changing. I would say if any brewer has not been out there yet, you need to go. It's, I mean, you fly into Seattle, or some people go to Portland, and there's so much rain there. It's just raining constantly. And then you get, you go east 3 hours, and you're in Yakima Valley, which is a desert, pretty much. So the temperature is always 55 to 75, which is perfect for the hops. They get 20 days of rain a year there. And it's just hops, blueberries, apples, grapes. The wine scene out there is great. But yeah, I'm really interested in working really close with farmers, and they tell me what they like. You know, like CLS is a farm that we work closely with. I hated Eldorado until I had this Eldorado from CLS. So yeah. I try a variety of things. If it's on the table and I like it, I try to order at least 2 boxes of it.
brewing's cool because a lot of people like, terroirs, like you get stuff from people, but like brewing is like terroir, but like at a national, like international level. You can go and pick out specific lots in a farm that you want that in your beer.
Yeah.
And
Hop selection is crazy. Like, our first year out there, and we're lucky enough, we're really tight with John Trogner of Troegs. So he invited us out there. He gets first dibs at
they go through a lot of hops
everything. Yeah. So we luckily got in with him. We get, some of the best pick. But you're in a table like this and there's 20 different lots and each one smells different. And it's like, okay, I'm going to take that one. For me, I'm taking 4,000 pounds of Citra maybe. John's like, I'll take 20,000 pounds of that, 15,000 pounds of that. I'm like, you're a maniac. But yeah, I'm like, it's crazy the amount of liquid that they go through.
Yeah.
But these hop suppliers now are working more closely with brewers because of just changes in the market. So you're seeing Yakima Chief, Yakima Valley, CLS. You're being able to work direct with farmers, and that was never possible even 10 years ago.
I think the hop industry, the malt industry, I think needs to start following with the hops. Like hops have always been like kind of like the driver of craft beer.
Yeah.
But the hops industry has done a great job of marketing it and connecting, kind of going down the supply chain and like making the farmers more accessible and kind of like telling their stories and like making them like a part of craft beer.
Yeah. Yeah. And the story is part of the brand.
Yeah.
But
they some of these people, like people that aren't connected to agriculture, like don't realize that like a lot of farms have been around for these are 5 generation businesses. Like imagine how good you get at something if every person in your family for 5 generations has done the same exact thing. Yeah, you're pretty good at it.
Yeah, and that's how like CLS is. I think the 3rd generation.
Yeah.
But you don't realize the volume that like they have to go out there and like. If a hop goes 24 hours over what's supposed to like ripening, it turns to garlic. So like there's somebody that goes out there and they pick the lots and they go, okay, this one. And there's trucks running 24/7, 5 days a week.
Wow.
And just
it's got to be insane logistics because there's nothing I mean, not a lot happening most of the year. And then it's like these very specific like 3-day periods where there's just like, it's an insane amount of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I can't tell you how many farms there are. I haven't even been to half of them. The one spot, Roy Farms, they have a huge production. recently acquired Crosby Hop Farms, which is in
Did
Oregon.
they really?
Yeah.
Those are two of the big names.
Yeah, they combine. Crosby's going to be focusing more on the craft breweries like us, and then Roy's going to be focusing on the Troegs of the world, the Sierra Nevadas.
Yeah.
And ADHA 218 actually came from Roy Hop Farms.
Really?
So, and it's cool. Like a lot of these farms will have just a bunch of numbers out, and you just smell them, and you go, okay, I like this one. And 218 was one of those. There's one that's I think it's like.
Are there any like very like high end like new age stuff that's like this is like the first year it came out? Because like Citra at one point was one of these numbered hops.
Yeah, there's 630, 586 of course turned into Crush.
Yeah.
472 was an offshoot. Have you messed around with that?
472. Which one is that? Is that the
it's
woody
an
one?
offshoot. Yeah.
The woody one. Yeah. I love using it in like dark lagers and stouts. It has like this vanilla woody note to it, which is like not a normal hop flavor at all.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different. There's a lot of those hops. There's one that smelled like banana bread when I was out there, which they're going to keep,
like 5 years ago, it went from like everything was like Citra Mosaic, very like citrus orange. And then a lot of the new ones had like this like berry flavor to it. It's like red fruit flavor. And now it's like, it's almost like, all right, there's no rules now. It's like almost like any flavor you want, kind of putting it.
Yeah, and they're messing around with the Neo Mexicanos. Are you guys familiar with the Neo Mexicanos?
I know that. Does that Delita? What's the new one? Does that have anything to do with the Neo Mexicana?
Neo Mexicana is it's the only known hop variety that was found in the Americas.
Okay,
and it was found in a riverbed in Albuquerque. So
yeah,
they took that hop. I don't remember what hop it was, and they have just made daughters of it. So they crossbreed it. But like Sabro is Neo Mexicanus, 472 is. But the Neo Mexicanus branch is getting these crazy flavors like orange creamsicle, like Talus, I believe is Neo Mexicanus. So
Delita. Have you used any of that?
Yeah.
So Delita, I think it's Delita, but it has like it's a
Medusa, I think, was Neo Mexicanus.
It's like a Yakima cheap brand, but they have like this whole like Mexican marketing around. This is the thing. Hops have like turned into like craft beer. Like now, like each one has like its own name and label and like colors. Like the colors do kind of go with the flavors, but
there is a active like branding, like naming it is a huge deal to them because like they see what Citra can do.
Yeah.
Like if Cascade was named something different, I bet you more people would
definitely
be buying Cascade. Like Galaxy,
definitely.
That hop, I hate that hop, but that was hot for a while. Nectaron, they specifically picked these hops, and we use it as a branding tool too. Like our number one selling IPA is Double Dry Hop Citrus Sensation, and that's just the name of the hop, and that whatever reason Citra just moves.
So who was it, Vine Pair just reached out to me, like they do like one of these like ask the brewer things, like what's the most overrated hop, and I said it was Ruaka. I'm like, it's nothing against Ruaka, I love Ruaka, but I think it just has a cool name. So it's like, how much are you willing to pay to put that name on your hop when you can just use like Nelson Sauvon or like Motuet, or like a cheaper kind of version of the same thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of those New Zealand stuff. They have that musky white grape juice flavor, and Nelson is the epitome of that.
Yeah,
but like Nelson, it's like Sabro. Like if Nelson's in something, I can taste it. If Sabro's in something, you can taste it right away.
Definitely.
So we use Citra as like a base, or Simcoe. Like Simcoe is like the base, like of our dry hop.
Yeah,
like 50%, and then we mess around with we'll put in 25% this, 25% that. So then we know what our Citra Simcoe does. So then we can kind of figure out what the other hops do.
Yeah, I agree. Citra's just like there's some hops that you just can't use by themselves, but it seems like everything plays well with Citra. So just you put a little bit in there just to like raise the oil level, and then just like put in a little bit of the other things to like kind of
just sprinkle it in.
Yeah.
Like why mess with it? Citra is amazing, depending on making sure you get the right lots.
So the 218 in here, that's a hop that really hasn't been named yet. It's still
and it might not ever get named.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the hop breeding company is a joint venture between Yakima Chief and I think Haas.
Haas is the big boy.
Yeah. Okay. So Haas like makes the hops for like the larger macro brands, and they created this company together that then, because like developing hops is super expensive, and it takes like 15 years.
Yeah.
So they're able to like just focus on that. They both put their marketing dollars together, so they're not like both like wasting money on this thing because they're all kind of the same thing. And then they develop the brands. They give them numbers at first. A lot of the numbers don't work out. Then they see which numbers work. That takes like 5 to 10 years, and then they give it a name eventually and start marketing it, and then they start planning a lot more.
This episode of the BrewedAt podcast is brought to you by Zilka & Co., your trusted regional brewing supply partner. Family owned for over 100 years of business, Zilka Brewing Supply has recently partnered with Breweries to bring you your favorite raw materials at a great price with $5 flat rate shipping. No pallet or liftgate charges, thanks to their own fleet of regularly maintained trucks. With locations in Allentown and Hunker and a technical brewer on staff, they provide the expertise and service your brewery deserves. Reach out to Brad Adelson in the show notes and let him know BrewedAt sent you. Hey, brewery or small business owner, are you tired of navigating complex brewery accounting and taxes on your own? Staying up late working on financials and getting your finances in order after a whole workday? At the Beer Accountant, they understand the unique financial challenges of the craft brewing industry. They're a CPA dedicated to helping breweries like yours thrive, with services ranging from qualified bookkeeping, business tax prep, to strategic financial planning. Stop wasting time on spreadsheets and focus on what you do best: making great beer and running a small business, servicing over 50 breweries in 4 states. So if you own a brewery or small business, stop overpaying for reactive support and start being proactive with the Beer Accountant. Don't brew that IPA without this CPA. Visit beeraccountant.com to learn how their specialized expertise can help your brewery grow, profit, and succeed.
Breeding times, I didn't realize this, but like breeding times, like they might have a killer hop, like that is the best hop, but if it mixes up with another breeding time, they'll just cancel that hop. They'll just kill it. So breeding times are really important, like Simcoe, early Simcoe, late Simcoe. Like I just didn't know how much went into actually just breeding hops, and like it changes every year. It's crazy.
Yeah, like from brewers, we're just thinking like, oh, what does this taste like?
It comes in a bag.
Yeah.
And when you go out there, like you're like, you're just like, Jesus, like, holy shit. Like, there's so much more that goes into this.
Yeah, it's like, everything's moving around. And it's like, if Citra and Simcoe and everything else, like
kilning temperatures, there's John Siegel is, he's probably the smallest farmer out, one of the smallest. He's got like 500 acres. That's a small farm out there. His dad came up with this method of the hotbeds. So once the hops they separate them from the vine, they put them into these beds, and there's a furnace underneath that heats it up to 130 degrees. His dad put ropes in the beds, and then halfway through he raises up the ropes and apparently just kicks up a ton of moisture. And that, like, who would ever thought of that? But that apparently is a huge reason as to why they're able to kiln so low now, so that you don't have these moisture pockets. And high moisture content, like they said that it creates combustion. Like, so there'll be a truck driving down the road, it's on fire.
I've seen like a warehouse is just like randomly light on fire.
Mm-hmm. They need to be below, I don't remember the percentage point, but like 4% moisture, and otherwise it'll catch on fire.
Yeah. Are you guys using like advanced hop products, or is it just kind of T90s?
We're messing around with it. It's a tool. It's a tool. Like Abstracts is great stuff, and it's alcohol free, which is huge. So do you know about shipping with like old hop extracts? Abstracts is created, usually it's ethanol based, and Abstracts created one that's not alcohol based. It's botanical. So shipping it is like dirt cheap. When it was ethanol, it's highly explosive. So shipping was crazy expensive, which I would have never even thought about. Yeah. Like, I mean, you got an 8-ounce bomb. I like their Sky Farm, which is like fruit based, botanical terpenes, and I'm okay with it. Yeah,
you can sprinkle it in, but like at the end of the day, a lot of the hop character, people don't give credit to the polyphenols, like the vegetal matter that like matters to it. And it's like these just like high oil contents that are just like these terpenes that are just like insane. Yeah, it's just like it doesn't balance out. It tastes off.
Yeah, it does. It tastes thin to me. If you have too much. I mean, our hazies, I want that big mouthfeel. That's what people are looking for in our hazies. So
yeah,
whenever I add the terps, it thins it out. Which, in some beers I do that. Like our American IPA, I want that dry. I'm going to add some terpenes to give that more dry flavor to it. So,
What are you? Do you like kind of lean? I'm sorry, mostly like wheat, oats. Are you using different like malts or anything in it?
no, just pretty straight up pills, wheat, oats.
You use pills for everything.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are starting to lean that way. Like,
I like
Pilsner. Like it ferments really well.
Yeah, it's paler.
It's paler, and a lot of times like people weren't using Pilsner because it was more expensive. But at this point, like if you use it for all your malt, you can use it both for your lager malt and your ale malt, and then because you're getting economies of scale, and it's cheaper.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I've noticed. I just it's the same price for us. The Breakpoint.
Yeah.
I'm like, we'll just use good Pils malt.
Yeah.
We have some, different mash techniques. We don't dry hop. I don't necessarily like dry hopping during active fermentation. So we ensure that the beer has fermented out. Dry
Is it
hopping.
pain in the ass?
It's a pain in the ass, and
You don't think that much?
I think I get a green. I get a green kind of bitterness to it that I don't want. I want soft. I want just a pillow on your mouth. That's what I want. And dry hopping post fermentation allows me to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we seal it, let it spund a little bit, let it drop out to, another 2 or 3 points.
I think spunding does help a lot.
Oh, huge.
It like traps in a lot of that flavor.
Oh, huge. Yeah. And aroma is.
It saves you money too. It's like it's not just like a, it's like not just like this weird artsy thing that you do. Like you're not having to buy CO2.
Yeah, and I've seen even regions change on how much it'll dry out the beer. Nelson Sullivan, all the New Zealand stuff and Australian stuff. For whatever reason, I think it's their kilning temperatures. It dries my beers out more, and my head tank pressure will go up.
Because you use like lower temperatures.
I think that they're killing at lower temperatures. Yeah, so there's more enzymes that are available for the yeast. So the yeast is happier. It's eating. So we used to have a problem if we can anything with Nelson, the cans would just, be tight. So I was like, all right, we got to give this Nelson an extra day or two, let it dry out another point. And ever since then, it's been fine.
Do you remember way back in the day, everyone talked about for IPAs was diacetyl. Now you don't hear anything about it.
I've never gotten it.
I never really gotten it either. And I think that when diacetyl was big, we were too young because you can't taste diacetyl until you're like 40 years old anyway.
Yeah.
But
Explain that to me.
your body changes. So like when you're younger, you seek out things that are more sugary. You're just looking for energy. And when you're older, like humans have been raised like thousands of years, it's like you're more sensitive to bitter things when you're younger, because it means, like you were saying before, like bitter is bad.
Yeah.
But when you're older, you realize that like there's nuance, and you realize that like some bitter things are not bad. So then like you're more sensitive to sweet things. So you're not just chasing the sugar. You realize that like, you can have other things.
Yeah.
This is
I think savory becomes more as you get older, savory, like compared to sweet, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's crazy to see how different demographics taste the beer, age groups too.
Yeah.
It's really fun to see.
But what I was saying with diacetyl is I think that a lot of people were having trouble with diacetyl because they weren't realizing that the hop creep was a thing. I think the hop creep was driving a lot of that. Like people weren't doing diacetyl rests, and it was just like that was kind of the true issue. And then like now that like everyone realizes diacetyl or hop creep's a thing, it's like you almost don't hear about it even from the people that are like in the demographic that can taste that, or it's just things are just so hop now it doesn't matter. Really,
I just have never gotten it. John Troegs, he's the best. We call him Papa John. Like that's how I text him every day. He's really worried about it because he's from a macro. He's packaging 120,000 barrels a year, so he's more worried about it. I just have not seen it, and if it's been in our beer, I haven't detected it in a hazy IPA.
Yeah,
so it happens. Try not to make it happen, or let
definitely.
it happen, but.
How did you get connected to John? Like you guys have like such a great relationship with them.
It was COVID, and we had a Twitch channel because we were bored. So so none of us had kids. Yeah, we had a Twitch channel. We had about like 30 episodes live, which was a huge risk knowing our group. Like I was like, the mute button was just constantly on. So I went to school for editing. I did software or like video editing and all this stuff. Yeah, I love this stuff. So I was like, we got to do a Twitch channel. We would get like, I mean, I think the Troegs episode, we had 150 live viewers.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just reached out on a whim. I was like, hey, we have this Twitch channel where nobody brewery. Can we just come out and talk to you? And he's like, sure. I was like, oh shit. He said yes. So went out there, did a Twitch channel, hung out with him the whole day. He loved us. And then eventually collaborated with him on Foraging for Clouds, which was, I think, like one of his first collaborations. Like we kind of, not taking credit for, I'm not going to speak for him either, but like he did this, like he does like a brewery a week now, which is cool. But
I don't think I knew that. That's really cool.
Yeah. We did Twitch. It was fun. Luckily, nothing happened.
That's crazy too. Like for a brewery introducing Twitch to like.
Yeah, our viewers loved it. Like people loved it. They're like, you know, if we were like 5 minutes late, I was getting like 30 messages. Like, so we did create a big following, but then it just became too much. I would love to get. I love this stuff. I'll never get back in.
Are you in charge of the social media also?
I do social media
because your social media is really good. I guess
thank you.
You're good at editing. Like all the videos are very clean.
Yeah, I went to school for editing and PR, advertising.
Mm-hmm. What do you use? CapCut?
I use Fillmore right now, which is it's like a Windows-based thing, but I'm getting a Mac. I'm gonna just use Final Cut. I like precise. So,
but you do it on your computer.
Yeah, everything's on my computer. Yeah, and you know, reels are boosted right now. So, we tried it. I have not done one in a while. We're doing one tomorrow. We're releasing Apple Crisp shandy, which like, dude, the amount of shandy that we go through is
an apple crisp.
Dude, yeah, it is.
What's the is it Bush Apple?
It's
Bush Apple crisp.
Yeah,
Apple.
It's like literally it's like apple base beer. We do a lager at 8%, so it is a lager. We do like a lager 8.5. Cut it with whatever we're using, and then apple crisp. We do cinnamon, nutmeg.
Does it have apple puree in it?
Yeah, it's got apple, the BSG mix.
Dude, I'm trying to play around like at some point, and I do want to get into the Brewers of Pennsylvania with you.
Yeah.
But at some point, because there's weed and all these other things, at some point, it just, my personal opinion, it makes sense for a lot of the alcohol things to be under one umbrella of licensing.
Yeah, for sure.
And it just, we're hurting ourselves by like segmenting into these little things. And like as brewers right now, like we're almost like trying to protect like our little spot of craft beer, but if we're trying to now fight it like this factor of weed and all these other and sports gambling, all these other things that like come in and like hurt us.
You're looking at expendable income.
Yes. Yeah. There's all these other tools that we can use. Like we are alcohol producers.
Yeah.
We can make alcohol. And there's all these other fermentables that we can use as far as like cider, beer, and wine hybrids. Mm-hmm. There's all these other things that I think consumers and even brewers like don't even realize that like we can do. But I think that there is
a lot that brewers don't understand that they can do legally from a legal standpoint.
Yeah.
Like you can make a fruit-based product as long as it's under 7%, I believe, with the brewer's license, which nobody would know about.
Whereas you're like hitting the whole thing with like, you know, teas where it's just like it's uncarbonated. Like you can make something that's uncarbonated and nothing's telling you that you have to have carbonation in this. Yeah. So like there's all these things that like we can kind of take advantage of that people just aren't doing.
I've thought about this like a lot because there's a lot of negativity going on in the brewing world right now because they just see beer sales are hurting in a lot of tap rooms. You know, what's the reason for that? I don't know, but overall beer consumption, like we were talking in the car, InBev's going to be down 4% this year. Brewers Association just announced we're going to be down 5%. Okay, but 4% to big beer is 35 million barrels.
Yeah.
5% to the craft beer is 1 million. You know, so I see 35 million barrels getting taken away from big beer. Like I see opportunity with that. You know, we're going to focus on beer. You know, we'll get into other stuff, but everybody's, you know, Gen Z, is in drinking. I'm seeing the opposite.
Yeah, I think Gen Z.
Our tasting room, I'm seeing more young people come in than they ever have. And they're interested in, we had this time in our beer history recently where you could throw cream cheese and, you do what you want to do, but, you're doing cream cheese, whatever it is, you're doing crazy shit. And that's fine. But if you base your brand around that, when the market shifts, don't be mad.
Yeah.
Because you can do that. We do shandies, but our base is hazy IPAs, lagers, and wit beer. That's our base. So, and that's a strong base. It's not going to go anywhere. But
you also haven't like established like you're only making these. You make a lot of different things.
just
you have pigeonholed yourself.
Yes, exactly. And what I think we're seeing with the younger crowd, and we're starting to see, like, there was this overcorrection, I think, towards simple beer, towards lager. I love lagers, don't get me wrong, but the market, a lot of the market wants something different. So I think there was an overcorrection of doing too many plain lagers, too many bitters, stuff like that, pale ales. Now the market wants, okay, give me a brown ale spice with brown sugar again. Like,
yeah,
perfect. Like, let's do that. That's fine. It's cool to adjunct stuff. Let's not get back into the crazy shit. And I'm seeing in my tasting room, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing if I put blueberry in a beer, gone. And that's great.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. Yeah, but
I agree with you. When you try to make like the cleanest crisp lager, it's a race towards zero, and craft breweries cannot compete with that. There's larger breweries that are going to price cut us. We need to be focusing on value, and whether it's hops or something else, we need to find where that value is and then kind of give that to the customer.
There's also brands who have, built themselves around lager. There's brands that have built themselves around Saison. I'm thinking, Human Robot. I think of that, but there's only one Human Robot. Like, it's going to be tough to be another Human Robot. It's going to be tough to be another Forest and Maine. Like,
yeah.
It's just really tough because they've done such the legwork to do that.
Definitely.
Bonn Place is another one.
And even Human Robot, like they are the lager brewery, but they don't even try to like, they're just doing that because like it's good, but like they're still making like their splash every once in a while.
Hazies.
They're still making the hazies. Like they're even realizing that like, you can't just do that. Like Forest and Maine does not just make saisons.
They make good hazies. Yeah. Yeah. Be flexible. I do see strong brands moving out of beer, and it's going to come down to good liquid and good branding.
Yeah, Hannah Eisen just came on and she talked about like the strong brands are realizing like they're able to take a step away from their brand and look at it, and they're making like a non-alcoholic options. And like I'm personally not a fan of non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, I know,
because people lean so hard into it.
To harp on it.
Yeah. But it's just like it's looking too narrow focus. It's like you're taking the one thing that we have and just marketing it as alcohol is bad. But the hop water is something different.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there's lots of opportunities for us to make other things besides just beer.
Yeah, and hopefully legislation can get passed where it's easier for us to do that. I see, breweries can only have 3 tasting rooms. That's distilleries and wineries can have 5.
Yeah,
that's so that's unfair. There's lobbyists that are trying to pass the breweries only have 2. So the Brewers of Pennsylvania is there to ensure that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. And Hannah is going to do a good job at trying to get us 5 tasting rooms, which would be huge.
Yeah. So you are to lead us in the BOP. You are now a board member of the BOP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you been involved in the BOP, or like how did it come about that like you kind of wanted to get involved?
It did not. I have not been involved at all. I had a ton of breweries when the election came out reach out and say, hey, I would love to see you in this. 15 to 20 probably.
Did you talk to John Troegs?
Yeah, John, Chris
cool.
said you should go for it. And so I was like, what the hell? I'm really passionate about this industry. I love the people in it, and any way that I can help, I would like to. So I've only been on the board for 4 months. I'm kind of just like listening, but I think that Warwick, it's just not me. It's Warwick can bring some fresh perspective to the board. And, it's a lot of, you have the Yards, you have the Troegs, you have, I forget who, GearHouse is on there. Not that GearHouse is big, but you have a lot of Sam Adams. You have a lot of big breweries. I think we need just somebody to voice and, the smaller guys that aren't.
I mean, there's a lot of
So,
small breweries that listen to this. And when I went to the last meeting, I'm not going to the next meeting. I'm sorry. I wish I could be there. But the last meeting, there was a lot of small Philadelphia breweries that were not there. And like, you go there, the information that you get is incredible. Who you meet is incredible. And also, like, it makes a difference. Like, you're voicing your opinion to people that are talking directly to, people in politics that like help change.
Yeah, and
how we operate.
I mean, to their credit, I think the Brewers of Pennsylvania has done almost too good of a job to where people are like, I don't need to be a part of it. Like,
exactly. Like look at us compared to Jersey. They're like, oh, the work is done. Like
exactly. That's what they think, and it's like you don't understand the amount of attacks that are.
You have to, as far as like politics and lobbying and all this stuff. It's like it's dirty. Nobody wants to talk about it, but it is a constant thing. You have to constantly be fighting for your rights and like for the angle that you have, to be heard.
Yeah. For sure, yeah. And Hannah's recently elected. She's going to do a great job. She has a lot of connections. But I'm excited to be a part of it, and hopefully I can help some people out any way I can. So
it's cool to see like younger, just I guess people / breweries like getting involved in the mix of that. Because like we were talking yesterday to Megan, who just bought Eclipse Brewing.
Okay.
She just one of the, I think, 9 female owners in Jersey.
Yeah.
But she's also now the youngest brewery owner in Jersey. And like that goes
28 or 29 or something.
Yeah. And that goes such a long way because it's just tough sometimes. You need to be in front and you need to advocate for the stuff.
I mean, it's the next generation. Yeah. Like we're pushing the industry forwards, and all these people came here and like made it to where it is, but you have to constantly be pushing forward the future.
Yeah. How do you do that? And I remember, I think something that's lacking, and I try to do too, is like I remember when I was coming up, when I worked at Keystone for 2 years. Shout out to Keystone. But I remember like walking into breweries and showing interest in beer, in craft beer, and how to brew, and the brewer or somebody would take me back and show me the brewery. Like, I think the industry has lost a little bit of that. Like, we do it too, but if I see somebody that's interested in our product and me, I'm going to go out of my way to, take them the back. Like,
you gave us that experience when we first got into beer. You took me and Cole on like your car and you showed us all around your place.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, that was such it. Like I remember that too. Like such a good experience. 100%. I love that type of stuff.
Yeah, and when I was getting going, that was very prevalent, and I just seen other places it's moved away from that. Stuff happens. I get it, but we try to, anybody that shows interest in our brand, we want to show interest back to you, and like taking somebody back into the brew house and spending 10 minutes with them. How many people are they going to tell? Word of mouth is still the strongest form of advertising.
Definitely.
So
we had like Tom Kehoe on. I talked to like Bill, and it's like a lot of the old heads, like the people that have been around for like the class of '96, and like everybody that's been around for a while. The guy from Kennett Square, Kennett Square Brews.
You just had him, right?
Yeah,
I forget his name. He emails me like every day.
He's the best.
Yeah, he is the best.
I'm sorry, I forget his name. I forgot Rich Wagner's name last time. I tell this guy all the time, and I can't remember his name.
I'm good with names. Jeff Norman.
Jeff, yeah.
He talks about like all these people that are like still like the biggest brewers in the area would come out and promote their own brand. And a part of it is like, you should be doing that to help promote the industry, but also like the places they're still around for the people that were like, have been, out there promoting their own brand and promoting craft beer since the beginning. Like there's a lot of people that come out and like, they're not putting in the effort. They're not like putting in to like help promote their own brand or promote craft beer in general. And yeah, it doesn't help the whole industry, but also they might not be around in 20 years. Like part of it is like giving back and like kind of like being involved and like being front and center and like, helping everybody out. Yeah. I'm sure there was other people that were at that festival, or that were like, there's other breweries at that festival that were not there pouring beer and that were not there like evangelizing like their brand. And he doesn't even remember who they are because, they weren't there, putting in the effort to actually make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. We're a lot about our experience too. Branding and experience is a lot of.
Especially your brewery specifically is like a lot of like breweries in the city or like, kind of other breweries, it's like you just go to it. It's just kind of, it's a tap room experience.
Yeah.
But where you go, like at Warwick, it's like, it's a farm brewery. You go there, it's like, it's a different experience than you get from everywhere else. It's like immersive.
Yeah. That's what people are looking for nowadays.
Yep.
And we know what we are, and how can we don't try and go outside of what we are. We are a destination brewery. We have kids, people my age, they bring kids, and it has been an issue in the past. We've addressed it. We have like a watch guy on the weekends now, just because it just gets out of hand sometimes. So now we have a guy that, hey, your kid's being a little asshole, go back, like just and sometimes parents don't understand, or they don't, recognize what's going on. I get it. I have 2 kids, but
even we had Chris Roeder on last week, and he said that he agreed with you. He's just like, it's almost like you need to think about it from different perspectives. Like it's not really stopping them from doing it. It's like it's almost helping business, because he's hearing young people now saying like they don't like going to breweries because they were got dragged there, and it was like this weird experience where like it's almost. I remember when I turned 21, going to the bar was this novel experience. Like I was not used to going there.
Yeah.
And if you're kind of used to it, it kind of takes away the fun of it a little bit. And not that I wasn't going to bars or restaurants. I could go there with my family, but it's a different experience.
Exclusivity of it.
Yeah. It's like a different experience than just like going to essentially daycare where my parents are drinking.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really tough, we've had to deal with it.
You guys are in the throes.
It is.
Like I see it is have to deal with, and
it's just if we did 21 plus, we'd have 30 or 40% of our business.
Yeah.
Do I just want to cut off everybody from 28 to 45 or 50? No, I don't want to do that. We would lose our business.
Yeah.
So we've our customers have adapted. I see a lot of the 21, the crowd that doesn't have kids. They come Monday, Thursday, Friday, and now that Saturdays and Sundays we have security there, it's not nearly as crazy. But yeah, that was something we worked through. We want to create a positive experience in every way, and that goes from the first moment that you walk in, parking, you walk up, you see the view, it's beautiful. Okay, where do I go? The taste room's inviting. There's a beer shed down there. If the lines are long, you can go there. To how long does it take me to get a beer? That's a huge point of emphasis on us. Like if you're waiting in line, it can ruin your entire experience no matter where you are.
Yeah.
To how they get it, starting a tab, like everything has been thought about. Takeout, like all this has been thought about. So, really pay attention to the details. So, like, how do you pour 300, 400 beers an hour?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
The logistics of ordering it, like that's a lot of people don't think about that. And like just your ordering experience changes your whole perception of it.
I mean, we have plastic cups, which sucks, but it's kind of what we're stuck with. We honestly probably would go to it anyways, but the whole experience of getting a beer. People come up to you happy in this industry. Like they're already happy. They're getting alcohol. They're going to be happy, So like making sure you don't mess that up.
Yeah.
So
making it as smooth as possible.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. Do you guys have anything planned for the future? I mean, like you guys burst on the scene. I mean, you guys came in 2019. You guys immediately basically had lines out the door. You guys aren't distributing, like you said, just to like specific locations. Is there plans to like kind of like what's for the future? I mean, it's just like, all is good right now. You're kind of staying the course.
We're really happy with where we're at. We've laid a really great foundation. We have some of the, best. We have 25 employees. We have eight to 10 full timers are all great. We're going to continue to try and move forward with that group. Continue to, explore different hops, but I see us in the next year or two finding a second location that fits us. We've been hunting around, but we want to make sure it's what Warwick, what we want.
You don't really need just all is good now. Like you don't need to throw something in that.
We want to do something that's right. Like we don't want to just be a hole in the shop wall. That's not our brand. We want the experience create I envision our second location being more of a lounge.
Cool. But not a farm, like more of a.
I don't.
Somewhere.
No, not. Maybe 5 to 10 years from now, I could maybe probably more than that, 10 years, I could see us getting another farm. I envision us getting another tasting room here in a little bit, and like in Bucks County, stay in Bucks, but
Stay in Bucks though.
yeah, it's just we know that market.
Yeah.
So I don't know Montgomery County market. I don't know. I'm not going to Philadelphia. I don't know that market. I don't think our brand fits well in Philadelphia market. Maybe Lehigh Valley, that kind of fits our brand. And then foot traffic and parking.
Yeah.
So finding that perfect spot's gonna be tough, but we'll get it. So
Nice.
yeah, we're gonna expand into some other fun stuff, which I can go into depth in November. But we have some fun stuff planned. Excited for our customers. But yeah, we're just gonna continue to plug away, try and make the best beer that we can, and kind of see what the trends are, and follow them.
Do you have specific beers that are coming out soon?
Yeah, we have like pumpkin beers are coming out, so I'm a huge pumpkin beer fan.
Pumpkin beer.
That's always an interesting conversation.
I think I saw some statistics, like obviously beer is down, but I've heard like pumpkin beers and Oktoberfest lagers are like up.
Yeah, our Oktoberfest we sell out typically within 4 weeks, which is great.
Wow.
And the year was 2023. We had 15 barrels extra. Last year we brewed the same amount as gone in 4 weeks. So it's just like, seeing that trend. But yeah, pumpkin beer's up. I like it. It's a fun beer. So
Yeah. Yeah, I got a pumpkin spice latte the other day, I'll be honest.
What'd you think?
It was delicious. It's always amazing, but
yeah.
it's like it's too early for it, but I don't know. I like them.
Yeah, we're going to push under 5% stuff too. That seems to be moving more.
Yeah, I totally see that.
Just lagers or mix some IPAs number 5?
We did a hazy IPA called Have a Day IPA, and it was 4.5 hazy, and it flew. So we're seeing.
How was that? Was that like a balance between like the body and the hops? Like
I tried to keep the same body in a 6%, which is tough to do. It still had a lot of body, and then not have hop burn, but have enough hop flavor to hold it. So we'd have the dry hop, and it came out fantastic. So now we have that pretty much year round now.
Nice.
So
that's cool. And I guess we talked about it on the last episode, but you guys are heavily involved with like Visit Bucks County and that Expedition Ale. So you guys did the brew day there, right?
Yeah, we like hosting people. Our collab days are kind of crazy there. Like, we host them. They do great. Visit Bucks is a great resource. And yeah, like when we have collab days, like John was just out for Foraging for Clouds. So we have this like running joke. Like I invite as many people as I can when I go out there, and I just bring like 15 people. So he does the same for me. So whenever he comes out, so we had like, 25, 30 people cooking out. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll have Foraging for Clouds coming out. But festivals, we'll have Oktoberfest, Flannel Fest. Flannel Fest is we rent like a 30, 40 foot stage, and we have live music all day, and it's a madhouse. It's crazy. So
Third parking lot.
that is the third part of my day. That is a day where we're turning away people, unfortunately, but
That's cool.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where can we find Warwick? I mean, you guys don't really distribute. Like, where can we find you guys on Poke? I know you guys sell a little bit to the beer mill.
Beer mill. The only place we sell to are Beer Mill, Stones occasionally, Richboro Beverage, shout out to Chris, and Ardna and KC Prime. Those are the only spots. But yeah, social media, Facebook. Come visit the farm.
At Warwick Farms Beer?
Warwick Farm Brewing.
Warwick Farm Brewing. Mm-hmm. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. And you can follow us at BrewedAt, at the BrewedAt Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next week.
Sweet.